Hello, and welcome to another edition of What Doctor Said Says. And today is March the 11th, 2026. It is so tragic what's going on in Iran right now. So many people in the United States, even Republicans, are saying this is tragic, this is horrible. Killing the leader of another country and 40 of the top officials of the government? I mean, that is a slaughter. That is terrible. Uh, there was one Republican senator, I think, who said he's leaving the Republican Party. I get it. It's just so shocking that so many people are being killed. And I'm sure it was accidental, but those, 140 children were killed when a bomb hit their school? And I think as close as they got to apologizing was Hegseth saying that it was tragic. But we're looking into who really did it instead of just saying we are so sorry for having that happen. If it was our missile, we are mortified. We will make double sure going forward that something like that will not happen again. We do not want the people of Iran hating us. We want them to be happy that their terribly abusive and controlling regime has been toppled or could be toppled if the people would rise up. About 80% of the population are unhappy because they don't have freedom there. So it's time for the what? What kind of people should rise up? The people that are IMACE, IMACE, the people that have integrity, people that are mature, people that have the adult ego state in their character makeup. The C stands for character. Do you have good character? And the E stands for emotional intelligence. Those traits are so important for all of us, but it's certainly important for people who are going to be elected or put into a position of running a government. And yet, here we are with President Trump lauding his successes. Out of a score of 10, how have you done? A 15. Okay, President Trump. Keep in mind the word megalomaniacal. Try harder not to be a megalomaniac. That's the worst level of the 9 just child ego states that I've created. The worst one. So don't go and do that kind of destruction to a country without saying why. Now, Hegseth got pretty good a week ago saying that they are doing this and doing this and doing this, and I need to go over that list. But we need to do it over and over again. As long as you have a goal of building an arsenal of destructive weapons in order to attack somebody, not defensively, not to disarm them because they're very dangerous for you, like we've done in Iran, but just because you want power, control, and domination. They would say, yes, but our God wants us to do that. Okay, where is the adult conversation about whether that can be true that anybody's supreme being wants them to go out and kill a lot of people? Let's have a conversation about that. I don't think that's true. And I want to say shame on all the Muslims in that whole area for thinking that the right thing to do is to plan on killing people. When are we going to grow up? Please, let's be happy. Let's get along. And so I'm looking forward to the day when psychologists get involved. What an idea. Division 48 of APA, let's get involved. Okay? I've been seeing somebody this week, a refugee from an African country. I won't say which one, although there's about 500,000 of them in the United States. So there'd be no way you'd know who he was. But he told me about the horrific murders and kidnappings that are going on in his country. By whom? Well, the Muslims. What they're doing to Christians. Okay, we would be horrified if there were bands of Christians roaming a country and killing innocent Muslim people, torturing them, killing them in front of their loved ones. We would send troops over there so fast to say, fellow Christians, stop that. How many Muslim countries have sent troops over into this country and said, stop the killing? None, I guess, because the whole mindset is one of power, control, and domination. If we have to kill you, then we will do that because we want to win. That's the question. When are we going to calm down and work on teaching our children and young people to have adult conversations, to come to a place where we can live together in peace? I think millions were hoping that Israel and Palestine would live next door to each other in peace. Oh no. The Muslims decide to try to build an army with all their fighters and the guerrilla camouflage and the AK-47s and the masks. We're going to go and we're going to start killing and shooting. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And now look what's come out of that. Are you glad you did that? Why, in the past 2 years, did no one ever say, stop, we're sorry, our bad, my bad, we did that, it was wrong, we won't do it anymore. We're laying down our arms, white flag. That's the smart thing to do. That's the intelligent thing to do. But no, their whole spirit is, we will never surrender. We won't surrender. Oh, golly, what is this? 1226? This is 2126. I'm sorry. 2026. I'm getting 100 years ahead of myself. Oh, it's the 21st century. Let's get together. What I heard, and there's a lot of talk in the United States government trying to quell the violence in this African country. Thank goodness we're trying to stop the violence. But where are the meetings? Division 48, where are you to set up debates about what we can do in these countries and what we can do here in America to stop the daily murders? Okay, let's get together and talk about this. I'll be right there. Invite me. I'll go. I'll be there. I want to work this out. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am Dr. Cedric Wood. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye for now.